welcome everyone to our annual retreat. This is our 16th year annual retreat. So all the retreats have been given by Swami Chetanananda. I am very glad that he agreed to come this time also. And I especially welcome those who have come from long distances along with the others who are here with us always. Those who are new, for them I need to say a few words about Swami Chetanananda. He is a monk of the Ramakrishna order and is the minister of Vedanta Society of Kansas City and St. Louis. He has been associated with the order since 1950. He officially joined the order as a monk in 1960. He was initiated by Swami Shankarananda, the 7th president of the order and the private secretary of Swami Brahmananda, a direct disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Before coming to the United States, the Swami worked in the publication and editorial departments of Advaita Ashram Mayavati, Himalayas, and its branch in Calcutta. He served as assistant minister of the Vedanta Society of Southern California, Los Angeles, from 1971 to 1978. In 1977-78, he served as vice president of the Inter-Religious Council of Southern California, and at present is a cabinet member of Interfaith Partnership in St. Louis. He was transferred to St. Louis, Missouri in March 1978 and served as assistant minister of the Vedanta Society there under Swami Satprakashananda. He became the minister of the society in January 1980 after the passing away of Swami Satprakashananda in November 1979. He is also a minister of Vedanta Society of Kansas City, Missouri. Now, he is a well-known speaker and author. He has authored many books. I have a list of 15 books which he has written in English, like Ramakrishna Biography in Pictures, Holy Mother Biography in Pictures, Ramakrishna and his Divine Play, Ramakrishna as we saw him, They lived with God, God lived with them, Girish Chandra Ghosh. Then How to Live with God, Vedanta, Voice of Freedom, Mahendranath Gupta, Meditation and its Methods, A Guide to Spiritual Life, Teachings of Swami Brahmananda, How a Shepherd Boy Became a Saint, Spiritual Treasures, Letters of Swami Turiyananda, and Avadhuta Gita. He is authoring more books and they will be published soon. And also this is the partial list because he has authored many books in Bengali also. And especially I will request those who want to buy his books, they are available in the bookstore. But unfortunately due to shortage of volunteers, the bookstore will close at 3 o'clock. So please buy your books just in the after the first session. And keep the book. If Swami cannot sign, if you want his signature, you can. He will be happy to sign the books after the talk, as well as after the second talk and after the second session. But please don't forget to buy books before 3 o'clock. That is the most important part. Now the Swami has chosen as his subject for today's retreat. The subject is Gems from the Garden of the Saints. Part 1 will be presented now, and the second part will be presented at 4 p.m. So I request Swamiji to make his presentation.
Tabu kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kabhiviriditam Kalmasapaham Shravanamangalam Shri Madatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Muridajanaha. From the Bhagavatam. The nectar of the universe is the life for those who are scorched by the world. The words which have been uttered by the knowers of truth, which wipe out sins, the very hearing of which is beneficial, which are beautiful, pleasing to the ears, pleasing to the hearts, which are inexhaustible, those who recount them on the earth, are the givers of plenty. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace be told. As you have heard, the topic of our retreat is Gems from the Garden of Saints. I started this series for a specific reason. People live in three planes: physical plane, intellectual plane, and the spiritual plane. If we live all the time in physical plane, only eating, sleeping, boring. If we all the time live in the intellectual plane, sometimes we see dry. Tremendous dryness comes. Live only in the mental and intellectual plane. We see some scholars dry. They only talk, talk, talk. Some live in spiritual plane. The Swami I am going to talk to you, he lived most of the time in a spiritual plane. And they become a dynamo, spiritual dynamo. I have never heard the Swami to give a public lecture. But I saw that when he used to sit in the afternoon, devotees flocked to him. And only he used to talk about Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, direct disciples. And the scriptures. You will not have to make any effort for peace. Just sit near him. Your mind will be calm, serene, peaceful, joyful. So I started this series. Gems from the Garden of Saints. I compared this way. You have seen the flowers in the garden. If you do not pick those flowers, what will happen? After a few days, all the petals will be dry and fall on the ground. The flower did not get any chance to be at the altar, at the feet of the Lord. But a true devotee picks those flowers, makes a garland, and puts around the neck of the chosen deity. The devotee is blessed, so the flowers. That I started thinking of that, garden of saints. These saints left their words and I make garlands out of them. And then I present to the devotees and God. That's my job. That I am going to do. First I shall tell you the Swami's brief biographical life, biographical sketch. Second, his association with the direct disciples and Holy Mother. Third, his teachings. So this is the theme of the topic of the retreat today. The name of the Swami is Swami Vishwananda, the 8th president of the Ramakrishna order. He was born in 1883. In West Bengal. His parents died when he was very young. He was raised by his grandmother. He finished his school. Orphan boy. living with some of the well-wisher's house in Howrah. And he did not want to depend on anybody, very independent-minded person. He took a job, Bengal Nagpur Railway in Shalimar. But his mind was not for money or any job. He was searching, a seeker. He came to Imperial Library in Calcutta. You see, it is in British period. I am talking about 1904. He was 19 years old. Thank you for it. He was 21 years old. And restless young man, moving around. All of a sudden he saw a book, Ramakrishna and His Sayings, by F. Max Muller. Max Muller wrote that book in 1896. One of the first English biographies of Sri Ramakrishna. So you become curious about that book. You will have to understand, Max Muller translated the Rig Veda, spending 40 years. He was a professor in Oxford, German Orientalist, great scholar of Sanskrit. Swamiji met him and he became interested with Sri Ramakrishna and wrote that book. Of course, Swami Chetanananda helped him. So seeing that book, he became curious and opened it and found Sri Ramakrishna lived in Dakshineshwar and passed away such and such time, and Dakshineshwar is 4 or 5 miles away from Calcutta. From Imperial Library, walked. He went up to Baranagar and by a shared carriage, and from there walked. The temple was closed. The temple was closed. He was a little sad. I shall not be able to see Mother. And he had the vision of the Divine Mother there. Moving around, he met Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, Ramba. And he showed him around. And he then became a frequent visitor of Dakshineshwar. Sometimes I spent a night in Dakshineshwar, practicing japam and meditation all night. This way, he was developing his spiritual life. He met him. He met 12 direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna among 16. Then Swami Vishwananda, at that time his name was Jitan, heard Sharat Chandra Chakraborty, Swamiji's disciple, was asking Ramlal, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, how is the mother? Mother? Who is mother? Well, mother lives in Jairambati. He is the wife of Sri Ramakrishna. So, he decided to go to Jairambati. It was 1906, December. He went by train to Bardhaman. From Bardhaman to Jairambati is nearly 34 miles walked. He gave his first impression that mother was cutting vegetables. Oh, my son, you have come. I hope you did not have too much trouble on the way. he felt that is his own mother. Then mother initiated him. It was 1906. Then he had two more friends, Swami Chetanananda and Swami Girijananda. These three boys again went to Jarambati in 1907 and asked sannyas, monastic vows from the mother. And they expressed their wishes. Mother, we shall be itinerant monks. You just give us ochre cloth. You see, in India, if you have ochre cloth, this cloth is easy to get alms. If you have white cloth, nobody will give you food. So he said, oh, yes, you shave your head. He gave alms. Mother gave them ochre cloth and told them, you see, if you take the monastic vows, you will have to perform Viraja Homa, a special ceremony. And that person will give you the name. So mother could not do that, but you take names from Tharu, Swami Shivananda, who lives in Banaras. And now these three boys, they wanted to walk Rameshwaram, Dwarka, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Puri. 4 corners of the 4 monasteries of India, they wanted to travel on foot. Mother said, no way. It would be hard on you. As you have a strong desire to go for austerity, from here, Jarambati to Banaras, 500 miles. That you walk. That is concession, you see. And around and then practice austerity there. So he went. They all left and came to Banaras. Begged food on the way. Then Swami Shivananda gave them name. And of course he took his Viraja Homa from Virajananda, Swami Brahmananda later. Then what happened? In 1908, I am just giving you his short biographical sketch, and he was sent to Madras to help Swami Ramakrishnananda. Brahmananda wrote to him, I am sending a monk to you who is always absorbed in God consciousness. This man all the time thinks of God. Amazing person. In 1910 to 1915, he stayed in Madras and Bangalore. In Bangalore, he was a priest. Holy Mother came to Bangalore in 1910, stayed 3 days. And he was his attendant, her attendant. Mother said, my son, I have Holy Mother, wherever she carried, when she carried a picture of Holy Sri Ramakrishna in a tin box. So she used to worship. But I shall worship my Sri Ramakrishna and you worship your Ramakrishna in the shrine. Vishwananda said, Mother, in no way, as long as you are here, I am not going to the shrine at all. You will have to perform worship. So Mother did it. He took Mother for sightseeing with a horse carriage. Then when they were returning to the Bangalore ashrama, found hundreds, thousands of people are standing on line to see her. Mother said, my son, I think I should walk. These people have come from a distance to see me. No way. You have that kind of lumbago, some kind of, arthritis. It is not arthritis, it's some kind of pain, you know, sitting in Dakshineshwar, he developed that kind of pain. But you walk, you limp, mother, it is not right. But I shall ask the driver to drive the carriage slowly so that people can see you. Then mother sat in a room and all devotees came and she only looked at them. Just looked at them. Then she whispered to Vishwananda, I am so sorry that I cannot speak in their language. When he explained, he translated that to the devotees, they said, it is enough. We can understand the language of the heart. It is not necessary, the mother will have to speak. You know, I work on this book, perhaps hopefully you will find next year, early part of the next year, Sri Sharda Devi and a Divine Play. So far I just read the proofs, 763 pages, and another nearly 100 pages will come for photographs and the index. There I graphically described that these reminiscences, I put it there, as if you were going to that procession, you would be like a visitor. So vividly described these things in those books. You will read it, you will find it. Then he came to Banaras practicing austerity. Then he became an attendant of Swami Brahmananda. In 1922 he became a trustee. And then from 1927 to 1951, 25 years he was in deep tapasya in Ranchi. Hours. He told Pavitranandaji, you know, people talk about the Upanishads. Sometimes you hear that mantra, Madhubata aditayate madhuksharanti sindavaha matvirna santoshadhi madhunaktamutushasi madhumat parthiva gumraja madhudaurastuna pita madhumanno vanaspati madhumagumastu surja matvirkava pavantuna. Madhu means honey. We sometimes translate this way. May the winds blow sweetly, may the rivers flow sweetly, may days and nights be sweet to us, may earth and plants be sweet to us, may the sun shine on us sweetly, may the dust of the earth be sweet to us, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be blissful. Madhu, but I have experienced that. I found this whole universe is saturated with sweetness. The sweetness of Brahman. You know, sometimes when you read those Upanishads, this mantra, we need some people, those who can boldly say that we have experienced it. They are rishis, the experiencer of the truth. When heart filleth, mouth speaketh. When your heart is full, your mouth will speak. That we find in his life. 25 years hard austerity. He accumulated spirituality. That he distributed. And nowadays many people want to speakers. They have nothing to give. Just reading a few pages of the books, wants to speak. Do you know what Sri Ramakrishna said? When him asked that, sir, what do you think about the modern teachers? He said, they have food for 2 or 3 persons, but they invited 3,000, 4,000 people. So other people will be disappointed and disgusted and leave. What exactly Thakur, how beautiful is that? If you want to preach, do you see a flower in the deep forest which has full of honey? The bees know where the honey is. They go into the deep forest and seek honey. And modern preachers, they do not have any honey, they do not have any spirituality, they only bombard it with words. That's Sri Ramakrishna said. Baba, Agikishu Jama, fasting, earn something, gather something. That is the reason we find Sri Ramakrishna trained his disciples. This Swami also is in that kind, Sometimes he used to talk about gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. I remember one Swami told me, Swami was telling that young Swami, today is a glorious day in my life. Why, Swamiji? Why, Maharaj? Today is the 50th reading of the Gospel of Ramakrishna. I read 50 times the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And every time I read, I find something new. You see, it is not a matter of reading one reading and two readings. No way. Well, I mean, from 1904 I have started reading the Gospel of Ramakrishna, still I read. Then he said, you people do not know how to read. You only read. Along reading, you need reflection, manan, nididhasana, meditation. Take those things and read and then think and meditate. Think and meditate. Then it will penetrate inside you. I remember when I was in Hollywood, Swami Prabhavananda Swami told me. He went to Swami Turiyananda and said, Maharaj, will you give me a class on the Bhagavad Gita? Well, of course, come tomorrow. Next day he went. Vishwananda said, take one verse of the Gita, memorize it, try to get its meaning, meditate on it, then practice it. Until you get perfection in that verse, don't take the next verse. This is my first class and this is my last class. Now you can go. What a beautiful way he said. This is my first class and this is my last class. He was telling me that how to read, how to study. Beautiful. Then, of course, he became the vice president in 1947. Then he became president in 1962, but he was president only for three months. He had a surgery and he passed away. I still remember the day he died. I was in Belmont. I was sent to the newspaper offices and PTI, Press Trust of India, to carry the obituary, so that next day it will come on the newspapers and the radio and everywhere. I was sent. I remember. We met the Swami many times, took the dust of his feet, but I saw he was always surrounded by the devotees and talking only about Thakur and the charity disciples. That I am going to tell you now. He was reminiscing his days in Dakshineshwar. Do you know what? One day, I saw a gardener was cleaning the Dakshineshwar is a big temple garden, you see. So he was cleaning the garden path. So I asked him, have you met Sri Ramakrishna? The gardener looked at me and said, of course I did. And I am following what the master told me. Tell me, what did he say? You see, one day master was meditating under the Panchavati. And I saw all around it tremendous light. I could not bear that light. Next day, when master was going to his room, I fell at his feet. Hey, what do you want? What is the matter? Master, what did I see? A luminous being, his master's body was full of, flooded with light. Oh, the thing you have seen, meditate on that. And look, keep the path of this garden clean. In the future, many devotees will come. So still I am cleaning this garden path. He was telling this, you see, first-hand information is very important. Extremely important. Then Ramlal Dada told him another story about sweeper Roshik in Dakshineshwar. Roshik was a sweeper. It is like outhouse in America. Manual toilet, they will have to clean every day in Dakshineshwar. So Roshik was a sweeper. Sweeper is just like untouchable, low caste. He saw that people are coming from Calcutta and Sri Ramakrishna's room. People are joyful, happy. But he does not have any entry there. He cannot go. One day, Sri Ramakrishna was coming from Panchavati to our room. He was hiding himself behind the bushes. He could not shake himself. He simply fell at Sri Ramakrishna's feet. Master, what will happen to me? Who are you? Roshik. You were doing good work here. You were cleaning mother's place. You will see me at the time of your death. I wrote his story. How to live with God. There I wrote Roshik's story. Roshik, it was noontime. He asked his wife and children to have lunch. You see, in Hindu custom, the moment anybody dies in Rome, nobody will eat food until the body is disposed of. So, you first have your lunch. After lunch, he asked his wife and sons, carry my body under the Tulsi grove. I remember in 1977, I went to that house and I saw that Tulsi grove in the middle of the courtyard and I took a picture. Carry my body there. And there he was chanting Master's name. All of a sudden he cried out, Master, you have come, you have come. And he passed away. That Roshik's story, Ramlal Dada told him. Ramlal Dada told him another story of a Ramayit monk who came walking six months to Dakshineshwar to see Sri Ramakrishna. When he heard that Sri Ramakrishna passed away, he was so sad, broken-hearted. He took shelter in the Panchavati. He did not eat. After a couple of days, at night, Sri Ramakrishna appeared before him. What do you want? Eat this food. Sri Ramakrishna carried food to him. Long before, after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away. Long after, near the year after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away. he gave food to that Ramite monk and gave vision to him. You know, when we hear these stories, we feel that Sri Ramakrishna is still alive, is living. In this connection, I shall tell you, though it is not pertinent here, but I shall tell you. Purna, Sri Ramakrishna's young disciple, had tuberculosis. He went to take, early, he had a 1911, 1912. At that time, there is no medicine for TB. So his nurse was in his room. He did not want to disturb the nurse, so he went to the bathroom. While coming back, he got dizzy and about to fall. Sri Ramakrishna immediately grabbed him and carried him to bed. Sri Ramakrishna passed away in 1886. Then next day he told, you people think Master does not alive. Look, Master carried me to my bed last night. You know, when we read these stories to us, yes, we get tremendous faith, tremendous assurance. Anyhow, he used to tell all these stories to the devotees to bring faith in their minds. Then he said, I was sent to Madras and I was working with Shoshi Maharaj, Swami Chetanananda. One day I told Swami Brahmananda, Maharaj, he scores too much, it is very difficult to live with him. He is a perfectionist and he will score right and left. The Maharaj said, you only saw his this side, that side, you did not see his other side. How much love he has for Sri Ramakrishna. He is trying to make you perfect. He was telling his days with Swami Ramkrishnananda. Beautiful stories. It will come. I shall go serially according to my... Well, I went to Girish Chandra Ghosh, that Bohemian devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. Girish says, you have come to see me. I am the miracle of Sri Ramakrishna. Look what I was, drunkard, debauchee, Master made me a saint. Sri Ramakrishna made me God. Seeing me, you will develop faith. Girish used to say, if I knew that there is such a place where I can put my sins, I would commit some more. And Sri Ramakrishna used to absorb all sins. But if I knew there is such a place where I can empty my all sins, I would commit some more. That is Girish's. I wrote that Girish's biography. You will find it in the bookshop. Vishwas. This one I like. Look, Swami Vivekananda is a very difficult person. Why? He was a Brahmin before he came to Sri Ramakrishna. Very much westernized. He got Western education, which taught him to not accept anything without evidence. Do not accept. So he did not believe God with form. The Hindus worship all the God, the images. He did not believe in that. He meditated God without form but with qualities, like Christians, like Brahmins. The Brahma concept of God, God has no form. But God is all merciful, all powerful, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. All these things they believe. But they don't believe God with form. And Ramakrishna believed God with form. Second, he did not believe the doctrine of Guru. He did not believe the doctrine of avatar, that God descends. He did not believe Janmantaravad, doctrine of reincarnation. He did not believe Advaitavad, doctrine of non-dualism, which Swamiji preached in America, Advaita. This man, you see, it is not easy to change Vivekananda. He is physically strong, mentally strong, intellectually strong. He used to tell Sri Ramakrishna, sir, I have not come to listen, hear anything or learn anything from you. You are an illiterate person. Sri Ramakrishna used to make joke. Naren tells me illiterate, but I know how to sign my name. And I can read book also. And Naren says, I'm in Iraqko. I'm illiterate, I'm unlettered. Anyhow, this Narendra was changed by Sri Ramakrishna's influence. He believed in Kali. He told Nivedita, I hated Kali from the bottom of my heart, but that woman took this advantage of my poverty and made me her slave. That's what she said. Anyhow, he accepted, he composed Yami Gurum Bhavam Naradeva Deva Jaya Jaya Naradeva. There he composed hymns on Sri Ramakrishna that you are the Guru, Supreme Guru. Avatara Varishthayo, he believed in Avatar. He believed the theory of reincarnation and about Advaitavad. He used to criticize Sri Ramakrishna, sir, all of your visions are hallucinations. What do you mean? Mother talks to me and you say hallucination. You see, do you know how does Vedanta work? Shruti Yukti Anubhav. Shruti means scripture, can be counteracted by scripture. Reason by counteracted by another reason. But Anubhav, experience, realization cannot be counteracted. You have tasted sugar. If I say sugar tastes sour or bitter, will you accept me? No way. I have tasted sugar sweet. That is the way Vedanta works. Experience. It cannot be nullified. So, Swamiji Sri Ramakrishna gave that experience. He did not argue with Swamiji. He did not scold at him. He did not intimidate him. He only gave him experience. It touched him. And when it touched, he was teasing, this is ludicrous. Goti Brahma, Bhati Brahma, pots and pans, these are Brahman, door, house, these are Brahman. Nonsense. He did not believe in those things. Then, after getting, Kigo, he just, Sri Ramakrishna touched him. But he got that non-dual experience, went home, saw mother was serving food, mother was Brahman, food is Brahman, the car is coming through the street, Brahman. At last he believed that the non-dual experience of the rishis. Anyhow, one thing I wanted to tell him, that Swami Vishwananda ji was telling, when Swamiji asked Sri Ramakrishna, sir, have you seen God? Yes. Not only I have seen God, I can show you. Not only that, I see God more clearly than I see you. What does it mean? It is a very important theme, I tell you friends. I am seeing this young man, his body I see, he has a watch, I see he has some t-shirt and clothes and shoes. This is the way I see this man. Sri Ramakrishna did not see that way. When he said, হ্যাঁ আমি তাকে দেখেছি এই তোকে যেমন দেখছি তার চেয়েও আরো স্পষ্টভাবে তুইও দেখতে পাবি যদি আমার কথা মতো কাজ করিস you can also see him. Do you know what Sri Ramakrishna saw? Sri Ramakrishna not only saw that Narendra, he did not see only the body, he saw his mind, he saw his samskaras, he saw his past, present, future. He saw his Atman. He saw his everything. When I see you, I do not see you are everything. But Sri Ramakrishna can see. That is saying, I see more clearly than I saw you, I see you. Swami, I made that remark Swami he made. I really liked it, the way he described about it. Then he was talking about, I was in Madras. It was in 1908. Devabani, Inspired Talks was published. Sister Devamata, Miss Laura Glenn, edited it. It was these are the notes taken by Ellen Waldo, was a distant relative of Emerson, who was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji gave her brahmacharya, her name was Haridashi. She used to live in Brooklyn, in New York. Anyhow, Swami Brahmananda was very happy that Swamiji's book is coming. And the book was reviewed by the Hindu newspaper in Madras. And Swami Brahmananda suggested, send this book with review to Bombay Chronicle, let this book be reviewed in Bombay. Swami Ramakrishna says, no, we shall send the book, review is not necessary to be sent. Brahmananda immediately became very grave. Oh, you are in charge of this place. The brother disciples. You are in charge of the place, all right, you do whatever you like. And he asked Swami Vishwananda, could you bring an almanac? An almanac was brought. He fixed a date and dictated a letter to Puri that asked the devotees that such and such date I am coming. Thus, it happened in front of Ramakrishnananda. Then Maharaj asked Vishwananda to drop this letter to the mailbox. When he was going, he grabbed him and snatched away the letter from him and came to Brahmananda and fell at his feet. Maharaj, hundreds of Ramakrishnananda came from the dust of your feet. I am very sorry that I contradicted you. You cannot leave this place. What are we doing? No. Whatever you say, we shall follow. Then Maharaj again, they reconciled and everything. Sometimes we see this relationship. Do you know what? In family life, if there is a love, that he was telling another incident. Love works like a cement. It connects our relationship. We watch how Sri Ramakrishna tied these disciples with a cord of love. So much love and feeling for each other. Then one day Maharaj, Swami Vishwananda and Swami Ramakrishna on one side, and Maharaj and his attendant on another side, they are playing cards. And Vishwananda they are losing all the time. Then he was asking Ramakrishna, Maharaj, you are playing wrong, that is why we are losing. Well, not a single time we could win. Later on, Swami, after the game was over, Ramakrishnananda told him, you are a stupid, dumb. Don't you see, when he was winning, his beaming face like a child? I want to see that joy in his face. I get joy when I lose, and when I see that he wins. And do you know what? What is my goal? I want to make him happy. You know, when I read, do you know what I was thinking? In family life, if the husband all the time thinks that I shall make my wife happy, and if the wife thinks I shall make my husband all the time happy, if the children think that we shall make our parents happy. Do you know what will happen? That home will be heaven. That home will be heaven. Why? There is no selfishness. Unselfishness is God. That is the way Swamiji defined unselfishness in Swamiji's Karma Yoga. That is the way he defined God. Unselfishness is God. Just think of that. In home, everybody is trying to make other person happy. When I was reading last night that incident, I thought, what a beautiful. I want to see my brother's happy, joyful face. Maharaj's teaching also very interesting. I remember when I was in Hollywood, Sai Prabhupada told a funny story. You know, how they bring their mind down. All the time mind remains in God. Swami Chetanananda told a monk, when I say something, argue. When Brahmananda says something, do not argue. Because he is one with Sri Ramakrishna. When anything comes from his lips, that is coming from Sri Ramakrishna. His consciousness and Ramakrishna consciousness have become one. Do not argue. And how they bring their minds to the lower plane to teach people. Swami Prabhupada one day told me, you know, Maharaj used to tell me, after meditation when I come, I don't see, I see all of you as God. I have no desire to teach any of you. When the mind comes a little lower plane, at that time I see your faults, your defects. At that time I come forward to train you, to teach you. Then what will happen? A disciple from Calcutta wrote to Maharaj. He was then in Madras in 1921. Maharaj, I am suffering from lust. Please give me some advice. Maharaj, in Indian newspaper there are 1 or 2 pages you will find the movie directory. Some actors and actresses, their beautiful pictures, faces you will find. So Maharaj took a newspaper and cut the face of a beautiful actress and signed his name on her face, Swami Brahmananda, and sent that thing to the disciple. The moment he will see that girl's face, you know, he will see his Guru. Last will not come. The moment he will see the face of that beautiful girl, Guru is there. Funny. Maharaj was telling Sister Devamata, Miss Laura Glenn, American woman, she became a disciple of Swami Paramananda and became a nun of Ananda Ashrama. We are very grateful to that woman. She wrote Days in Indian Monastery, Sri Ramakrishna's disciples. She wrote some wonderful books. Sister Devamata. One day, Maharaj said to sister, sister, please come sit. Sister, my sweater is, needs a little repair. Could you help? She went and bought some new woolen, the strands and repaired it nicely. Maharaj was showing everybody how beautifully sister did it. Then, the moment he saw sister, he saw the sister, he did not say anything. Then Swami, some sister Devamata wrote, you know, in America, we always say thank you, thank you, thank you. He did not cheapen my loving service using a customary word, thank you. But his deep appreciation I felt. Then Swami Brahmananda was telling Swami Vishwananda, you know, seeing the loving service of this American woman, I want to give him a boon, give her a boon. Could you tell me what boon can I give her? What do you think? Perhaps it would be nice that next life she will be born in India and will be like a brahmacharini and she will serve Sri Ramakrishna. I think this is a good boon. Don't you think so? Then Vishwananda said, Maharaj, why will you harass that woman again? You can liberate her right now. Why are you postponing for another life? Maharaj said, no, 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 no. She just has come, she's just developing a little love and service attitude. No, another life. How these direct disciples work? I was telling, I interviewed Boshishwar Sen. They used to, are very close to Brahmananda. I said, could you tell me something I want to know about Maharaj? Well, I went to Maharaj and said, Maharaj, you are very miserly. Why do you say so? A rich man who has plenty of money does not spend, people call him miser. What do you mean? You can give God realization samadhi to people, but you are not giving, you are withholding. You are withholding this God realization, you know. Immediately Brahmananda became grave. He said, Ke chai? Who wants? Who wants God? When at the end of the day you say that I want God, we want so many things except God. That is a very funny thing he mentioned. Maharaj was asking me what boon can I give to this. Then he was talking about Swami Brahmananda was omniscient. In Belarus, I was giving a little massage to Swami. I was perspiring, I was thinking of, I was also tired and exhausted. Then I was thinking, I am serving the spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna, a Nwara Brahman, a companion of Sri Ramakrishna, of Krishna in his previous life. If I be at home, if I had family, I would do whole-time job and serving my family and all these things, and you feel exhausted serving this holy person. But immediately, all my exhaustion was gone. Then Maharaj said, Jiten, enough, now you can go. And I knew that he knew what is in my mind. Another person wanted to test that whether Brahmananda is omniscient or not. He went to Brahmananda and thinking, let me see, I shall raise a very bad thought in my mind whether he can know it or not. 5 minutes he was trying to raise a bad thought, a worldly thought in his mind. Then after 5 minutes, Maharaj said, could you succeed? I'm just telling that the sign of a real spiritual person. They create such an atmosphere. In that atmosphere, no worldly thought can come, pops up in the mind. That is the sign of a real holy person. he was talking about mother's love. When I came from South India, I think it is 1915 or 16, and myself and Swami Chetanananda came to Jarambati. At night, after lunch, after dinner, we went to bed. Mother sent her attendant, Arupananda, to us and called myself and Swami Chetanananda. And I saw in his door he is holding 2 glasses of milk. My sons, please drink this milk. Jarambat is a poor village, we cannot afford to buy too much milk. Mother, there are other devotees are there. Oh, there are. They are family people. There are other people, they are family people, they look after themselves. There is nobody to look after you. You are my children, please drink this milk. But I was overwhelmed, seeing her love. You know, we say, I sometimes used to tease devotees. You know, I learned this mantra in Hollywood. American mantra, I love you, I miss you. That is American mantra. All the time, boys, girls, men, I love you, I miss you, I love you, I miss you. That is American mantra. So one Canadian girl taught me, Swami, you should add one more. Uncle, which one? I need you. Well, what is genuine love? We can find this little action. Your action will tell me that whether you really love me or not. That these disciples felt about mother. Then he said, you know, in 1908, I was in Madras. Swami Brahmananda told me this incident. Sri Ramakrishna was lying down in bed, suffering from cancer in Kashipur. One evening, he said to Swami Brahmananda, Rakal, there was a picture of Sri Ramakrishna on the wall. Could you bring that picture? So Brahmananda brought that picture. Now go bring some flowers. He brought some flowers. Sri Ramakrishna sat on his bed, took the pictures of his own, and then put some flowers there. Then he touched on his forehead. Now put the pictures. Do you know? He told Brahmananda. Mother says in the future, this picture will be worshipped in many homes. Put the picture back. This thing he said to Holy Mother also in Dakshineshwar. He worshipped his own picture and said, Ghare ghare pujo hobe. This picture will be sold. It will be worshipped in many, many homes. You know, this first-hand information he was telling. But another time, I went with Maharaj to Banaras, Vishwananda Shiva temple. You see, Indian temples, do you know what? You just stand on the line. Push in, push out. You do not have to make any effort. Just stand there, go. That is the Indian So Maharaj, before entering the temple, he found the courtyard was cleaned by a sweeper. All flowers and, some litters. So Maharaj was asking, hey, could you give your broomstick? Then he cleaned it. But I saw, here is the president of the Ramakrishna order, direct disciple and the spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna. See his humility. You know, this thing we find in Jesus' life. During the Last Supper, he served food, he said wine and bread to his disciples. He washed the feet of his disciples. Still that tradition goes on in Rome. Pope washes, I think, 12 old cardinals and monks, retired people. They want, Pope washes the feet. It is all Christian tradition, you see. That is doing. They show humility. Well, I saw Maharaj's humility. You see, don't think that these are the stories, these are the themes for meditation for us. I remember when I first went in Benares in 1959, my guide was Swami Premananda, Holy Mother's disciple. That also we pushed in, pushed out. Then he was telling me, "Hello young man, come here." When I first came to the monastery in Benares, he gave me 2 lessons. Wherever you go, you must know 2 things. First, what is the drinking water and what is the bathroom? Do you understand? Yes, Maharaj. Then he took me to Vishwananda temple. Then he said, "Do you know, whenever you go, visiting any holy place in temple, after visiting that place, you must sit 15 minutes. You must repeat your mantra and think of the deity. You briefly saw the image of Lord Shiva. Now, close your eyes and meditate what you have seen. 15 minutes you must sit." So that old sadhu took me. There is a small marble bench in the corner outside the temple. Then I had to close my eyes and think of the Lord. I remember I went with Bhutishanandaji, took him to Pashupatinath in Nepal. There also I saw, on the step of a temple in the outside, that sadhu covered his hand under the chador and repeating mantra. You know, these things you should learn. You must learn these things. Everything is not in the books. How we learned seeing these old sadhus. This is the reason, it is not a lecture, it is a retreat, so that you can gather. You can learn something which you can practice in your day-to-day life. Very, very important. Religion is in practice. He was telling me that he went to Chitrakoot. That there is a beautiful ashram. I also went there in, I think, 1982 or 86, I don't remember. While Ramachandra, that Tulsidas had the vision of Rama. He was telling, you know, while going there, I was praying, Master, Tulsidas had the vision of Rama in the Chitrakoot. May I have your vision there? Master fulfilled my desire. Master revealed to me. You know, this type of statements of these monks inspire us, encourage us, give us hope. Well, I was in Madras. One night I was reading the complete works of Swamiji. Swami Brahmananda came to my room and saw it. He patted on my back, very good. Then Maharaj told me, you know, if you read the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, then you will not have to read many other books. All the essence of the scriptures, Swamiji mentioned in his writings and in his lectures. Then he talked about mother's footprint. I got a footprint of Holy Mother. That I carried wherever I went. But when I went to South India, a devotee saw it and he begged and cried for that footprint, and I gave to that person. I shall tell you one of my story. In 1977, when I was in Hollywood, I went to India. In Benares, I found with Rajani Maharaj in Advaita Ashrama a footprint of Holy Mother. He showed me. I said, Maharaj, I know that footprint belonged to Swami Chetanananda, Baroda Maharaj. he has a piece, a board, he stapled that footprint which was taken in 1919 when mother was alive. They put some red paint under his feet and mother stood there. So that footprint he carried all through his life with the stapled here and here. Some are worn out and here and there, you know. And then he will wrap it with a red cloth, and wherever he will go, he will carry. So I knew it, and he showed me. And he gave me some others here and other stuff when I was coming to Hollywood. He was very fond of me anyhow. So what happened, seeing that footprint, I could not resist myself. Hey, Maharaj, I told that over Rajani Maharaj, Maharaj, do you remember how much you have loved for me? Yes, you were in Bhagadan Ashrama, you used to bring Sandesh for me. Yes, I remember. Maharaj, now this footprint is mine. Hey, no. You will get it after my death, Uncle Maharaj. After your death, do you think I shall come here? People will take away. You told me that you love me, so it is mine. I brought it and framed it and kept it in sanctuaries. Mother's footprint is very important to me. He was talking about faith. He said, faith Swami, these are the eyewitnesses' account. Swami Premananda told me, one day, those who have visited Dakshineshwar, you have seen that Sri Ramakrishna two beds. One is a big one, but I recently found it. Some people say Thakur and Mother slept in the same bed. Actually not. Thakur slept on the upper bed and Mother slept in the lower bed where Thakur used to sit. Both beds are together, side by side. So, Mother told this to Joginma. So, Sri Ramakrishna was seated on the lower bed where he used to sit. All of a sudden, he started to sing this song. Ami Durga 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 bole Ma jodi mori akhire sedine nataro kemone dekha jabe go shankari. If I die chanting the name of Durga, 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 then in the future, Mother, I definitely know that you will save me. You will liberate me. If he does not, I shall see, I challenge him, something like that. That is the whole thing. It's just two lines. So Sri Ramakrishna was singing those two lines. Do you know what happened? All of a sudden, he came down from his bed. He stood. His cloth dropped. He tied his cloth around his waist like this. In this way. And tied as if he is going to fight with the Divine Mother. That if I chant Mother's name, definitely you will liberate me. But I was watching. And I saw Murtiman Vishwas. Embodiment of faith. I chanted Mother's name, I will be liberated. But Sri Ramakrishna used to demonstrate. He used to demonstrate. He asked Swami Akhandananda, do you know how to pray? Look how to pray. Immediately, she was then in a teenage boy, Swami Akhandananda. He saw Sri Ramakrishna lay down on the floor, on his stomach, and as you have seen some babies, you know, they throw their 2 hands and 2 feet. Well, that way Sri Ramakrishna started to throw his hands and feet, ma, 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 crying and crying and crying. Well, this is the way you should pray. And when you pray, did tears come from your eyes? From which direction did it come? It is not. Sri Ramakrishna is really something, I tell you frankly. These things are not in the books. If the tears come from the inner corner of your eyes, that comes from repentance. If the tears come from the outer corner of your eyes, that is from ecstasy, spiritual joy. You know, all these things are not in the books. The more you will study with that Ramakrishna's poem in that book, you will get many, many tiny, tiny incisions, episodes. What is called true spiritual life. Then Swami used to quote this one. You see, please try to imagine that in the afternoon, all the devotees, family people, their family, husband, wife, children, leaving everything, came to the monastery, and Swami is uplifting their minds to the higher plane of consciousness. Only talking about God. He then quoted, Tulsi jab jag mein ayo, jago hase tum roye, aisi karke kar chalo ki tum hase jag hoye. Tulsidas is addressing himself, when you came, when you were born, you cried, and everybody laughed, smiled, that we got a baby. When a child comes from the mother's womb, first, wah, wah, that means you cry, that is a revolt against nature. So, but you do such things in your life, that when you die, you smile, let other people cry for you. That he was telling the devotees. Do such things in this world. Make everybody happy. God, love and serve. These are the two things that are very, very important in his spiritual life. But I told his biographical and some of his reminiscences of the Jari disciples to you. In the afternoon I shall go with his teachings, that how he used to give satsang to the devotees every afternoon. Now you can ask me questions. Yes.
Swami, given the historical moment of this center, I would be interested, well, maybe an anecdotal story about Ramakrishna before his death, after his death, and what a miracle this place is.
Which stories you are talking about?
Well, I'm just suggesting that you share a couple stories that kind of show Ramakrishna's greatness, one before his death, one after his death, and one about 1954, and by that I mean the center.
Yeah, it was very good. Do you know what? That was my idea. Swami Vivekananda had a desire that whatever instructions Sri Ramakrishna gave to each disciple should be recorded and preserved. But it was not done. So for that reason I did some research. It is in Bengali. Reminiscences of the direct disciples. Brahmananda, Premananda, Turiyananda, Shardananda, Ramakrishnananda, Shubhadananda, Akanjananda, then Vijnananda, Shivananda, and then A.M., Holy Mother. All these reminiscences I collected and published in book form in Bengali. Some are going to be translated now. So there's a lot of materials, you know, the direct disciples are telling about many stories before and after, as you were talking about. It's just fascinating. You see, other avatars who do not get all this information, so tiny, tiny information, very minute information. That is the reason. If you see that way, Ramakrishna, as I saw him in that book, I tried to bring those things, that first-hand information about Ramakrishna. In the last edition, you can see I tried. Next.
And today's such a special day for many of us.
Special place of this. Well,
Swami Chetanananda.
yes, this place is very special to me. Do you know why? Chetanananda and myself, we are coming from same place. And I knew him from 1951. I was in 9th grade. And he came as an editor of Udbodhan. And from then on I knew him. And we were very close. And he was my mentor. Sometimes we used to argue. I still remember I translated Sermon on the Mount according to Vedanta into Bengali. And I translated one sentence, resist not evil. I translated in my Bengali, Ashubhoke badha diyo na. If anything comes bad, do not stop it. He said, no, that is not the translation. I go, why? Christ resisted. When the Satan tempted Christ, what did he say? Get thee behind me, Satan. He resisted the evil. If somebody wants to come and destroy your spiritual life, will you not resist? So your words will not fit there. Then what shall I put? Nipiron ke badha diyo na. If persecution comes, do not stop it. But if somebody wants to ruin your life, you must resist. I found somebody, he's right. He's right. He was a very good teacher, you know. And I first came here, I still remember, I wrote my stories in, I think this Golden Jubilee. I wrote my stories, Swami Chetanananda asked me, whatever came to my mind, I just quickly wrote and sent to him for us to find it. I first came, he gave his room and he slept on the, in his study. Uncle, you are the Mohanta. No, you are my guest, you sleep in my room. It was in 1972, January or something like that. I think I came to the opening of that women's retreat. Then I came and stayed with Swami for 2-3 days. You came in which year? Tell me.
73 or 4.
After I came in. I remember it. No, it is a very special place. For the reason last 16 years I am coming. No.
16 years not for this retreat, but before that.
Oh, before that many years. Before that many years. No, it is a very special place to me. Do you know why? This place has very good tradition. It's sometimes Chetanananda and myself used to come and sit near the Krishna pond to Ken's here. One day he was telling me, you know, a devotee came in the morning, I had an interview with a devotee, and came and said, Maharaj, Swami, nobody loves me. Then he was a little poet by nature, but I see love is everywhere. Look at that peach tree, standing there all the year round, summer, winter, frost. When the season comes, that tree gives me fruit. That tree does not eat its own fruit. That tree loves me. Look at those grapes, vine. They love me. Look at those other, the fig tree. They love me. So in this way, then he was a poet. You see, when I get up and I go in the bathroom, toothpaste and brush tell me, we love you, brush your teeth. Then the water will say, rinse your mouth, we love you. Then my clothes tell me that put on your clothes, we love you. Then I come to the breakfast table, the chair tells me, I am waiting here whole night for you. My dear, sit on me, I love you. Then my fruit juice, my cereal, my toast, my coffee, they all tell me we love you, eat us, get dinner, and now go to work. So he went on and on. Do you know what? Archana, I gave a lecture on that. Love is everywhere. This topic is based on Shankar philosophy. The Shankar philosopher says, Kopil says, Samhato pararthatvat. All combined objects in this world is not for itself, it is for others. This chair is not for itself, it is for me to sit on. This roof is not for itself, it is protecting us from sun, from rain. Your beauty is not for yourself. We enjoy your beauty. In this way, if you see everything in this world not for itself, it is for others. Samhato pararthatva. A mosquito curtain is not for itself, it protects us from the mosquitoes. In this way, I went on, and it was my popular lecture, that one. Love is everywhere. No, it is a very beautiful place, and I come and day and night you see, I work. Sometimes I share what I think with all of you. That is where I work. Any more questions?
You mentioned that religion is practice.
This is religion is a practice, right?
Can you say more about that?
Huh?
Can you say more about that?
Afternoon we shall talk about it. Really, religion is in practice. Let me tell you a little bit from the Mahabharata. These 5 brothers, Pandavas and Kauravas, they are all students of Drona. Drona gave the same instruction to each one of them. But Arjuna took the instruction and started to practice day and night, shooting that arrows. You know, he was a great archer. And he surpassed even his guru. Practice makes a person perfect. Practice. And perfection, I told you, Parasma, let me tell you a funny story about practice. Perfection. I was listening our radio. Nobody is perfect. Only God is perfect. A Christian pastor, minister was addressing the audience. Only God is perfect. Then he challenged. Is anybody in this congregation can say I am perfect? Raise your hand. Nobody raised the hand. Have you seen anybody perfect? Raise your hand. Nobody raised the hand. Have you heard anybody perfect? Raise your hand. So one man in the back raised the hand. Then the pastor went to him and pounded. Are you perfect? No, sir. Have you seen anybody perfect? No, sir. Have you heard anybody perfect? Yes, sir. Who is it? My wife's first husband. And I couldn't understand it. I had to go to him. Explain to me. Then he said, oh, Swami, whatever he does, his wife says that my previous husband. Poor man could not get any peace at home. Came to the church and had the same problem. So perfection is very, very important. Just 2 days ago, do you know what did I do? That Prabhupada, the editor, asked for an article from me. In the next January issue, the theme is spirituality in recent times, modern times. So I wrote an article, I am spiritual but not religious. So I wrote 14 pages. There in the conclusion, the bottom line, I said, both religious practices and the spiritual practices make a person perfect. Anyhow, up to this today, to this morning session.